What up, though, man? It's your boy, Dewan Algadon. Thanks for tapping into my channel, man. I'm here with my dog, Dom Davis, man. You know what I'm saying? He just now about to get his YouTube cracking, his channel. So we're doing this collab, man. This is my man's, man, my day one. And we about to do an interesting topic, man. We're going to talk about how your social network will determine your social net worth. Most of the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's outliers out here, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, dog, I'm telling you, your social network will determine your social net worth for just, you know what I'm saying, how abundant or how great or how bad your life is going to be anyway, right? So let's talk about that shit, Dom, man. What's the word, man?
Man, what's up? Appreciate the introduction. What up, y'all? Like we said, it's my day one, man. We about to get the YouTube thing cracking. We got some things we want to say and some things that people want to hear. But the topic of, I actually dropped an Instagram video about your network and how big it is and the importance of it. I was talking to Dewan about this. It's kind of wild. It's like my dad is 65 and I still leverage, hold on, let me turn this down for y'all. I still leverage network connections that he gave me when I was a boy. I still leverage them. Like, for instance, I remember I have a brand new car now, but when I had a used car, you get work done, right? He used the same mechanic for the last 15 to 20 years at GM. So I get special treatment whenever I pull in my car and get something simple to mine, like a oil change, get something tire rotated. When there's investigative work they got to go on the car, like I get special treatment. That's something small, just from him, making connections. It's kind of crazy when I think about it. I'm like, dang, I still leverage dudes. I went over to the hood over there in Detroit. I was on the west side. I drove through the west side of Detroit over by McKenzie High School. I drove through. I looked at my grandma's old house off there on Pinehurst in West Chicago. I pulled through. I got out the car. The dudes on the block only knew who I was because I looked like my dad. My dad talked to everybody. So it was like, I know that ain't Herman because you look too young to be, but you got his face.
Right.
But he was so extroverted. He had so many connections, from playing basketball and all that. They still mess with, he's 65 and they still, fuck with him to this day.
Man, that's deep, man. And that's crazy. What I'm saying? Keeping those connections and, passing that shit down, man. Like, it's so important, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's important. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to make your life either better or, easier or harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't connected to nobody if don't nobody see any value in you or see no benefit of having a relationship with you, then you're going to have a harder life. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. It's like credit. It's like having good credit. Mm-hmm. Having a strong network is like having good credit. The lower your credit is, the more expensive your life is going to be, the more harder your life is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny, dog. We just went to Austin and shit, man. And
that was a trip, boy.
Shout out to my dog, Joe Murray. I will say this about Travis, too, man. I got to call Travis, dog. See what's going on.
Tell that man to hit my line.
Yeah, we got to call Travis, dog. But I will say, for the network that Travis wants to deal with, he got a strong network. He gonna get you into places. The people he want to deal with, he got a good relationship with. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And it's like that with guys. It's like, dog, we be talking about it all the time, man. One thing, I'm gonna have to put it on the spot. Joe Martin. Remember Joe Martin was like, why y'all still living in Detroit? Like, why y'all want to live in Detroit? Y'all just gonna stay in Detroit forever? And I keep telling guys all the time, we see it through life, man. I seen people, I got good friends, man. I ain't gonna say their names, but people I love, man, moved to Atlanta 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they hated it. They can't wait to move. Now they escaping and they moving to the other side of the country and all of that. And it's like, right. You didn't build the true benefits of the relationships necessary to make Atlanta worth staying there. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how nice the place is. It don't matter where we at. It's all about how abundant our lifestyle is going to be based on how our network is treating us. You know what I'm saying? Are we connected anywhere?
Well, I do. I'm gonna let you finish. We'll insert this because I know you got a lot to say about this. Let's talk about that though. About your network and when people move. There's a lot of people, and you'll see it on Instagram, you'll see it in their stories. They'll say, I just got to get out of here. I got to get away from here. Now, if I'm a betting man, I'll say they're probably running from a toxic relationship or they feel like they can't get the job or making the money that they want. Okay, we all heard it before. Then they want to move to LA or Atlanta or wherever to find themselves cool. But the problem with that is the issue is it's not your environment. I call it a German jail. The one I refer to as a German jail is called the Gulag. Okay, look it up in Google. The German jail is a horrible place to be. It's a mental gulag these people are in. It don't matter if they move to Atlanta or they live in space. They're mentally in prison, so they're not going to be happy wherever they're at. And that's half of that is because of their social network. That's, the people they leverage, the connections that they have. But go ahead, Dewan. I just want to segue. It's like people be in that mental gulag and think that being Carmen Sandiego and hopping state to state is going to make them happy. And that's not true. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. It's like, of course, if you can go to these places and utilize the new connections there, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? That be the main reason people say they hate where they at. If the red carpet was rolled out where you was at, you wouldn't have no problem staying there.
Man, why we saying that, dog? While we in Detroit, hey man, I gotta shout this out. My two guys, shout out to Phil Cash Out and Kenny Valentino. They always showing love. When me and Juan in the clubs and when we coming through, always looking out on the booths. Appreciate y'all. I do gotta shout y'all out as far as Detroit connection.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I be telling niggas like, y'all come to Detroit, man. Come through, man. We have y'all boys straight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't gotta worry about getting from the airport. You ain't gotta worry about where y'all staying at. You ain't gotta worry about getting your hair cut, man. I got my people's gonna tighten you up. We know where to go eat at, man. We know we're gonna have them, you know what I'm saying? We gotta worry about not having, we're gonna hit the best places in the city, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about, bro. Why can't we do that when we come to your town, man? And I'll tell you this too, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, if you in the middle of you in the Bermuda Triangle somewhere, and you can't utilize any type of connections, you can't get any type of money, you can't establish any kind of relationships because there's no people there, by all means, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you gotta get up out of
there. Get out of there. But when we rating, you know what I'm saying, environments, social networks, like the people that we communicating with, there's no fuck. It don't matter if you feel like the people in another city is of higher status or higher quality of some sort or whatever. If you can't utilize it, why the fuck is it that I noticed that people will move to these other cities and they'll become even more introverted than they was in their own city?
Because they uncomfortable, which is a whole different discussion. Because in order to, okay, so Dewan, let me ask you this. In order to have a large network, how does your personality have to be built to have a large network?
You gotta get out your own way. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, when we say extroverted, sometimes people is like, that's extreme, man. I'm not about it. Because they think, extroverted seems to have like a negative connotation to it sometimes.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I think when we talking about extroverted, I think I'm not saying the person that's doing backflips off the club.
Exactly. That's what they think that is. They think, no. I'm not friendly. I'm not about to be singing and dancing and being an asshole and doing all that. No, that's not what we're talking about.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
We're talking about not scared, man, to open your mouth. Not scared to get out here and shake these hands. Not scared to be able to,
go out the house.
You gotta be able to go out the house, man. You gotta be able to establish those relationships. You gotta go to those events. How you gonna get these connections? How you gonna get these jobs? How you gonna get these opportunities if you're not even gonna ever be anywhere to meet these people? How the fuck does that work, dog?
Right. And I said this before in my video, Juan. There's people, I hate to say it, there's a reason why there's 9 billion people on the planet, okay? So it's funny when people say, hey man, I keep my circle super small. Like I said this before, I'm not saying you should go out and give everybody your social security number. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, you telling me that you only have 4 close friends or 3 close friends and you don't talk to anybody else because you like that's a problem. Your life is going to be harder because of that. I promise you. When it comes to simple things like Dewan, some of them lines and you just want to have a good time, them look like Disney World amusement park lines. And the bouncers, the club promoter, none of them people know you because you haven't stepped out since 1843. So they don't even know what you look like. So you're going to be waiting in that line. And by the time they say last call, you're going home because you're still outside.
I mean, we could talk about it in so many different ways, even references for, opportunities or careers or jobs. It's like, hey, man, you come around here, man, we might be able to refer you to some people depending on your skill set.
Right.
But if you don't know nobody, it's like, that's another reason why, if you can't scratch nobody else's back, why would somebody be incentivized to scratch yours?
Facts.
I mean, you could we just talked about this with your, with your father. You can literally ruin your child's life.
Yes.
By being introverted. You know what I'm saying? You won't go to nobody else's child's birthday party. You won't celebrate nothing with them. You think they're gonna come celebrate anything with you?
Facts.
You literally ruining everything. Like, you ruining your kids, you ruining all your relationships. Like, you gotta get your shit together, dog. Like, you cannot, you know what I'm saying? And I understand, like, yes, man, we live in a vile world. We live in a cruel world. We live with, people got corrupted personalities, ulterior motives.
Right.
People, you know what I'm saying, all kind of crazy shit going on. But you gotta have a, you know what I'm saying, you gotta have a strong heart out here. You gotta be able to move and navigate. You gotta be able to read people and all that. Mm-hmm. But like he said, we ain't telling you go out here and kiss everybody's ass.
Right.
But you gotta have presence out here. You gotta be out here. No cap.
Your social intelligence in 2022 is absolutely, it's a necessity. I'll say it's dang near a necessity. Like, you, with the digital age and how we connect and how fast information travels now, your social intelligence, if there is one, has to be on point. You right, Dwayne. You got to know how, like you said, I'm a father. I got a 4-year-old son. I can't just decide because I don't like the fact that it snows, then I'm just going to get up and then uproot my child and then jump from state to state. That messes up his network. Or that I'm not going to talk to 90% of my family. That messes up his network. He doesn't know any of his cousins.
Man, that's
and some of his cousins could have, stuff like that. It's detrimental to your child and your generation to be introverted or to be locked in the house or only talking to a couple people. And I challenge any of you guys. You guys want to drop it in the comment? If you guys can give me a whole list of benefits to being an introvert, then let me know, because I want to think about those. I like to think about it too.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what your average introvert will tell you the benefits of it is. They'll tell you, oh well, nobody can hurt me. Nobody can shit on me because you're not I don't fuck with you anyway. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a myth that extroverted people can't focus. That's a myth too. They'll say focus. That's a myth though. That's not true. Yeah, you're right. And no one can hurt me.
People gonna always bring up outliers. People. They bring up the outliers. They bring up these fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can give you a whole list of benefits to being. I'll give you an Old Testament worth of
granted, like I said, can you get fucked over by being extroverted? Of course.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We admit that it's probably more likely to get fucked over extroverted than it is.
You have a greater chance.
But, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, of course. It's more likely that Steph Curry would miss more 3-pointers than Shaq.
Of course.
But what does that really mean though? Shaq ain't shooting no damn 3-pointers. You get what I'm saying?
You better not.
So, let's talk about all this, man. We sitting here talking about like literally, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about all the connections you done got, nigga, from all these years of being in business and corporate America and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anything go rogue wherever you at, bro. You got relationships other places because you didn't establish them. Correct. That you can go get something cracking. I mean, you done did this. From California all the way to Texas, all the way back here to Detroit. Right?
I leverage.
I mean, you went to Texas, didn't even have to find nowhere to stay at, just because based off, you know what I'm saying? Your
shout
personality.
Out to my guy Trav. I still good looking, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Based off your personality. So this is the, we was gonna do a little YouTube on this, but fuck it, man. We might as well go into it about the 4 different personality types.
Yeah.
Why it's important. Sure. Why it's important, dog, to understand where you are with them. Like what is my personality type? And figure out how to navigate it to the best of your benefit. Like, for real. Like, dead ass, you need to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many different reasons of why you want to do this. Like, and we're going to talk about that shit, man. So, it's however you want to do it, dog. You want to kick it off, man?
Yeah. So I'll I'll start by the
do the
more
main
about.
too. Do
Yeah, I'll
I'm
do
about
the
to say,
main too.
go ahead, do extrovert and introvert.
Yeah, so I'll probably say on the spectrum, I'm obviously, I mean, most people that actually know me, they'll say I'm an extroverted person. That I am. Again, I'm not about to be the person doing backflips off the club tables, but I don't mind. I actually don't mind dancing. I actually don't mind. I mean, I've been in a film, shot movies. I don't mind getting up in front of crowds and speaking. That doesn't bother me, and people don't scare me. I actually love people. So with that said, around people, I'm in my comfort zone. Quietness makes me kind of uncomfortable sometimes. So I'll say it's important to know that about myself, because when I run into other people that aren't like that, instead of getting frustrated, I'll understand them. Oh, like I'll say, oh, he's just quiet. That's why he's doing this, or that's why he won't come out, or that's why he won't pick up the phone. It helps me understand so that I don't take those things personally. Just like flip side, they could say I'm extroverted, and usually the stereotype is like, oh, you're super full of yourself, or you're narcissistic. Maybe I do have narcissistic traits. I don't know. No, maybe not. But I will tell you this. I do love myself and care about myself. I don't need nobody else to do that for me. And I will make sure that Dominique looks out for Dominique, because nobody's going to look out for Dominique more than Dominique. So if that's narcissistic, I'm gonna be that, every time. So yeah, I don't know. But then on the flip side, introverted people, for the most part, a lot of big scenes and they find them chaotic. They find them stressful. They often want to tap out of those type of things, or somebody being too loud for them might bother them. It's almost like your brain just gets overloaded and it just shuts down. So their remedy for that is to minimize who they're around, or the amount of people, or the amount of places they go, or stay in their comfort zone. Which I'll let you take the reins. You know why that could be detrimental to a man's growth. I'll say that.
Man, like you said, man, like we're not shaming nobody, and we're not stupid. Introverts definitely got kind of advantages as far as like, what I'm saying, safety precautions and shit like that. Then you'll never hear introverted getting killed at a party or no wild shit like that, because they probably won't be there, right?
Right.
But life is about living. We talking about these social shit, man. That's neither here or there. Everybody don't have to go to the club and none of that shit.
Right.
But what about the growth of your child based off them having limited experiences because you are introverted? Parents will literally shut their child down based off their personality because they're scared of the world. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't saying, like I said, we ain't saying being in everybody's face, but we're gonna go in detail about this. Everybody know what an extrovert and an introvert is. I'm not really an extrovert or an introvert. I would say I'm like the third personality type, which is an ambivert. An ambivert is a blend of two. What it is it seems like an ambivert is a person who can show extroverted qualities or introverted qualities, which he can, but in reality, he's just a blend of it. He's in the middle. I'm not really extroverted or introverted. I'm like in the middle. I kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I can go somewhere. So this is different as an ambivert. I can be at a social part. Like Dom could tell me to come somewhere, and I could be like, damn, I don't feel like fucking with that shit. But if Dom told me like, hey bro, I need you to be there, I'm gonna be there. Now I might be there if I didn't feel like being there. I might be there and I might not be that social. I might seem like I'm kind of introverted, but I'm in there. And if somebody speak and they bring it out of me, I'll get to talk. I could still, you know what I'm saying? Versus vice versa, the opposite of a situation where I could be somewhere and it could be a small setting and I could be very loud. I could be talking to everybody and I could seem, extroverted, even though I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? I'm a blend of it. Now, the fourth one is what a lot of people don't know about, and that's what is an omnivert. An omnivert, and a lot of people will hear this definition, or you'll read about it if you ever find it, and they'll think that it's the same thing as an ambivert, but it's not. An ambivert is a blend of the two. An omnivert is a person that's purely extroverted in certain situations or scenarios, or purely introverted in certain situations or scenarios. So how would you know if you are an omnivert over an ambivert? Well, an omnivert is a person, for example, we know these people all the time. These be people that be very extroverted on like the internet or in a video game lobby or some shit on Call of Duty. Screaming.
Almost like where there's a barrier between people, between them and people.
Yeah. They so lit on there, you be like, damn, like this guy, you know what I'm saying? This is a cool guy. Or where it might be social media or some shit. Like you ever had a person that was a real big personality on social media, but then when it comes to meet them in real life, they damn near flaking you out. They flake you, or when if they do get around you, they very uncomfortable. They're real timid. They don't want to talk that much, or they might be moody, irritable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes what I notice about omniverse, man, especially when you become friends with them, and you know, me and Don was talking about this because we have friends that's omniverse. Right. What happens with them is, and we're gonna talk about the problem with this shit, man, and why the problem with it's no problem with no personality, as long as you address it and move correctly with it. But I'm gonna tell you what the problem with it of not addressing it is. So you'll have a friend that's an omnivert, and like I said, nobody thinks about what an omnivert is. Nobody thinks about what an ambivert is. We only gonna judge you as being extroverted or introverted. So the problem with the thing about an introvert, what we'll get credit due to an introvert, is an introvert usually only shows those qualities. Pure introvert. They're not extroverted nowhere. You could tell they're an introvert. So you don't take it as disrespect, or you don't get, you know what I'm saying? You're not mad at them for when they show their introverted qualities. You know they're not coming to your birthday party. You know they're not coming to these events. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The problem with an omnivert though is you'll be offended when they don't show up to your birthday party because they didn't showed you all these extroverted qualities. So you don't believe they're introvert. You like, yo, why the fuck did this motherfucker not come up to my goddamn birthday party, dog? And it's supposed to be my friend. It's supposed to be my brother. Why do they keep flaking my events?
Right.
When really the omnivert is like, yo, bro, I can't do large gatherings. I have social anxiety disorder. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna say it's like that, but like, yo, for real, like I really be bothered in there. That's just not my place. There's just something about it where I just can't come to that shit, man. Or when I do, I kind of mentally check out. I get paralysis. I get mental fatigue. I get exhausted. I get blew out. Like I'll be very mentally exhausted from coming to shit like that. Now, if you can address yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, check off the boxes and be like, damn, I'm an omnivert. And you could sit down and tell the people that you care about those things, like, yo, bro, I can't do those kind of events. Then the relationship will still withhold itself. People will respect you and love you because at the end of the day, they'll know it's not personal.
Right. You
gonna link with me where we link at. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we'll just do something more intimate setting so all our friends can be here, or this, that, and the third. Right. Like, I'm sitting here throwing these big ass parties and shit, and I'm telling you, or a business event, whatever the case might be, wedding, vacation, you know what I'm saying? Don't matter what it is. Child's graduation, don't matter. Yeah. If I'm telling you to come support it and you sitting there, oh yeah, I'll be there, and your ass flaking out because you got social anxiety disorder, I don't know nothing about that. You ain't saying nothing about that. Now I'm like, yo, you're not really my friend. That's disrespect.
Right.
This kind of shit happens in business, with your career, all kind of shit, bro. With relationships. This is why a lot of y'all be struggling with women, dog.
Right.
A lot of y'all be struggling with women. This is why a lot of you guys, y'all not even in position to even be able to get women because you so goddamn introverted. And I don't want to say that negatively, you know what I'm saying? But let's keep it real.
But there's also and what I do, what I do like about the points that you're bringing up is look, y'all, we're being prescriptive here. We're not talking about super opinionated stuff. This can be debatable. So that's why we want y'all to tap in the comments. It can be debatable. We don't have all the answers. But what I've noticed is women, for the most part, and these are generalities. So we're talking in generalities. Women, for the most part, they're not going to come up to men that they like and just start hitting on them. That's typically not what happens. Matter of fact, even if we're good looking men, when that happens to us, we kind of think it's our lucky day. I kind of think I need to go hit the lottery. So it really doesn't happen. So how do you actually talk to these women that you're interested in if you actually don't talk? So Dewan, if you actually do not talk, how do you how do you get their number? How do you exchange stuff on the gram? Unless you go on your phone and you go on one of these and you hide behind a screen and then you feel like that's where you're comfortable. It might work. It's probably worked for some people. I don't call it the best strategy, but it's probably worked for some people. But that's a problem, especially if you're trying. And there's not too many men that will sit there and tell you that they don't want to meet the woman that they want. Okay. Like no one would tell you that. Just like there's nobody that'll tell you, hey man, I just make too much money. I don't need to make any. I just make too much. So
about that coping, man. Because these people will say that, but we know it's cap.
Yeah.
Coping with your reality, dog. And it's like, man, like I said, I would say, man, don't be a fucking introvert. Be an ambivert.
I'm telling you.
Don't be matter of fact, I ain't gonna say don't be an introvert. Don't be a fucking omnivert. Don't be an omnivert. Be an ambivert. I'm not no fucking extrovert, dog. Like Dom got way more, you know what I'm saying? He got way. This dude, again, I knew, when I knew you was an extrovert, dog.
What's that?
This back when you was dating. I think you was dating Naja, dog.
Okay.
And one day y'all.
She was kind of quiet.
Nigga, y'all was at a karaoke bar. Nigga, you up there doing karaoke. I'm like, this nigga crazy, dog.
Right. No cap.
And you was doing it because you was bored. You was like, yo, man, I'm about to do this. Like, I'm not about to stay at the house. That's how great. That's how, to the point where certain guys like Aaron and them, they be like I remember for Aaron, he like, dog, this nigga don't chill. He don't sit down. Like I said, Aaron is more of an ambivert. Like some guys don't have that much of a social battery to be able to go that much. You know what I'm saying? To be that energized. You, like you said, you're a person that can't, you know what I'm saying, be chilling like that. You know what I'm saying? So
right. I'm a busy, like know what's funny, my pops is the same way. And I found myself exhibiting a lot of those traits. And even when you mention the kids, well, you brought up a point. Let's gear back towards business. There's a lot of people that own their own businesses, and there's a lot of people that still work for somebody. There's probably more people that work for somebody, actually. So let's say you're in a company, let's say you work in corporate America, and you're an introverted person, and you do hard work. You wake up every day, and you're passionate about what you do. But you want to grow in the company. You want more money. You may want to be in a leadership position, but you don't open your mouth. You don't tell your boss. You don't tell the people that your boss knows. You don't go to networking events with these people. You won't show up to happy hours with the VPs and the CEOs and the chief officers, but you do good work. You have some great ideas. Keep them to yourself and you keep typing and you do great work. You're always on time. Personally, I don't know how you get promoted. I don't know how anybody would know you need to be promoted. You don't open your mouth. That's a problem. That is a big problem. The chief officers is going to know you want to grow. No one's going to know you. And listen, I don't care what you say. It's not what you know, it's who you know. People hire people they like to work with. You hear me? Like to work with.
Man, it's funny you saying that. You damn sure can't start no business being an introvert because
who's
gonna come support it?
Yeah, who's gonna support it? Where you get your customers?
People really be thinking they ain't gonna do that. They be like, I'm an introvert. I don't fuck with nobody. And I just start this business and y'all all come like, nigga, you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you.
Right. Right. Okay.
Now, how does that work, bro?
It's crazy. It's like it doesn't. That's why. Yeah, and I think why you said it. No one's trying to say change who you genetically are programmed to be. What we need to do, even in my shortcomings or the flaws that I have, you have to come up with strategies to accommodate for whatever those are. That's what Dewan is getting to when he's saying, the ambivert and some of those extroverted traits. No, you don't need to be the person 90% of the time is doing that. But if you got a business plan, you better hit that F it button and get up and go do it. Mark Zuckerberg, I'll give you another example. Mark Zuckerberg is an introverted person, okay? He came up with the code for Facebook. Actually, I take that back. He came up with the idea. His extrovertedness, because he's so driven, came from working with those two twins that he dang near collaborated and stole the code from. And he was extroverted enough to go out and spread the word enough to get that company stood up. But he is very much so an introvert. There is no way, if he was 100% introverted the entire time, there would be no Facebook. It would be impossible. Jeff Bezos would not be Jeff Bezos if he did not exhibit extroverted traits. You do not get to own Amazon by being introverted. It doesn't happen.
You know what's funny, Dom?
What's that?
Now, in the manosphere, these guys will try to say that there's a such thing as an introverted alpha. they call him the Sigma. And then they try to characterize it with like certain, fictional characters like Batman. They say, well, Batman was introverted, but he was out whooping niggas' ass and he was a billionaire and he had a bad bitch.
First
off, let's even talk about that. Oh, sis, because you always got to come to their level. Yes, Batman was a billionaire, but he inherited the money. Batman was always mad and miserable. He wasn't a happy guy.
Right. He was mad because they killed his parents.
Yeah, and he was always in a dark place. I mean, look at the last Batman. He was never happy.
Facts.
Batman wasn't out smacking chicks, man. He ain't Iron Man. This ain't Iron Man. This Batman. Like, he was like... Now, I guess they saying, well, Batman could have went and got the chicks, but he didn't.
That doesn't matter.
Y'all don't want to be Batman. Let's keep it real.
You know the only time it worked that I've seen it work in my eyes in real life. And again, if you got some more, some more examples, drop them in the comments. DeJuan, you might agree, but with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, this is what I'll give you, and I'll tell you why. Kareem was very quiet. Okay, it was quiet because he was practicing a lot of that stuff from the Muslim faith. That's why he was so quiet. But he was very quiet. But the reason why people followed him is because he got the opportunity to do what we don't get to do. He showed his leadership on the basketball court. He didn't have to say nothing if he was dropping 30 a game. You don't have to say much. That's like me.
He was still a go-getter. He went and did movies.
Yeah.
He ran political rallies.
I meant the way he did his leadership was super quiet, introverted, controlled.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
but I'm saying he wasn't scared of his own shadow. Like,
facts.
His best friends was fucking Muhammad Ali. Like, he was out here. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be scared of fucking people, dog. That's what we trying to tell you, dog. And quit capping and acting like y'all moving in different states and y'all living a better. Bro, you went there and you more introverted there than you is here. I mean, we in Detroit because this is our strongest network. We're gonna go to other cities and nominate and create good networks, but like the red carpet laid out here, bro. We don't be tripping here, man. We go eat when we want to eat. We walk in the restaurants we want to walk in, sections where we want to go to, bottles, whatever we want to do, bro. Now we go I'll probably get our hair cut right now, and it's 12 o'clock at night, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got because we established good relationships here, man. Our kids is gonna be good here. Our kids have friends here. You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
I got people that are, you know what I'm saying, to support my kids, pick my kids. Like, bro, that is what's important, bro. Make sure that when you go now, if you got to start fresh or whatever it is you got to do, make sure go do it, but go actually put the work in. You know what I'm saying? You can't go there and like, dog, dudes be doing. Because we come visit some of y'all, man, and we can't do shit. We got to pay the highest premiums to do anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing laid out. You know what I'm saying?
I'll even tell you this, DeJuan. Remember, I moved to California. I moved to the Bay Area, California. I didn't know a soul. No, I don't think I've ever moved to a state and not knew somebody who lived like in a region. Like, I just didn't. This was my strategy. I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, I'm here for graduate school. I got to figure this out. I went to the gym. That was the first place I went. Went a couple times. I noticed the dudes in the gym. They kind of looked like we had something in common. They seen me. I seen them. Hey, man, what's up? Asked them a couple questions about what's going on. Opened my mouth. Asked them what's going on, what goes on Thursday nights, blah, blah, blah. Gave me their number. We met. Boom. Cool. Met a person. Went out with them a couple times, met their friends. Boom. Had some friends. Went out with their friends a couple times. Boom. Now I got some other people. Then I start meeting women. I didn't know a soul, but I knew what I had to do in my head in order to do that. So, DeJuan, to your point, because you have that extroverted gear, I'll call, you can drop me anywhere. I'll figure it out socially. I mean, even in the weirdest of spots. I mean, shout out to Austin. I do not like Austin, Texas, but I will figure Austin out enough to survive there. I don't like it because the people kind of weird, but I can move in Austin because I will open my mouth. I can figure it out. My social intelligence is out cold, and I'll just say that. And that's, I mean, it is. I can read people. I can read rooms. I do presentations for a living. with, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people on, on the conference calls or in the
You don't
room.
get stage fright. You don't be in there worried. See, a lot of people always worried about what somebody think about them. And the thing about it is, though, you can't control that shit. You know what it is? We not worried about it, not because we don't think somebody don't think we look stupid. Somebody don't think we don't. There's somebody watching this shit right now. Like, man, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Come and say all that. The thing about it is, bro, we don't give a fuck because we can't control it. They gonna think that anyway.
I don't care. You know, and it's funny. Whatever your fear is too, you just said that. You don't get stage fright. My fear, if I'm talking to 1,000 people, is not knowing something. That's when I get nervous. You know, because people always act like, you got it all figured out. No, I get nervous. When I get nervous when I don't know what I'm talking about. So I got to make sure I'm educated on whatever it is I'm about to present. Then I'm good. I can freestyle. But if I don't know what I'm talking about, that's when I get a little nervous when I'm in front of them. I'm like, oh man, you know. So you got to figure out whatever that is that makes you nervous when you're talking to people, and solve for that. Because no one's perfect. No personality type's perfect. No personality type works in all situations. But what science has found, what outcomes have shown us, is that exhibiting extroverted traits when we're talking about the growth of a man, because the female dynamic is totally different. They don't have to do certain things that we have to do as males, because society has put the burden on us to provide. So in order to provide, we have to make money. We can't provide with rocks. We got to make money. In order to make money, you got to have a job. The more money you make, the bigger your network, the easier it is to make money, because you have more opportunities.